person I'd be sitting with.
Good morning. This is the Ray and Ray Show. We're here down in good old Detroit. Now you're wondering who this picture is. You recognize him? You don't? You listen to him on the radio. Ray, we got a special guest of Sonny Elliot.
That's right, Sonny Elliot.
No. My name is Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnold, you got a little bit heavier.
Yeah.
He had to mention it.
Yeah, he had to mention. Sonny, where are you originally from?
Detroit. I was born, we're sitting on the corner of Cass and Michigan now, and I was born about 4 miles from here. You know where Farnsworth is?
I've heard of it.
Farnsworth Street, where the Detroit Library and the Art Museum is. Well, east of that by about 5 blocks is a street called, or was a street called Hastings Street. And that's where I was born, on the corner of Farnsworth and Hastings. Had a very early urge. Oh.
How'd you get started in radio and TV? Were you on TV first, or were you on radio first?
No, I was in radio first, coming back out of the war. You remember the war? It was in all the papers. You ought to
Was it
remember.
on the
Yeah,
paper?
sure.
I was just born in '43.
Yeah, well, and
I don't quite remember that much. Well, my dad fought it.
I remember the war, Sonny, but I was in a different war.
Yeah, a Spanish-American.
No, I was in the Vietnam War. That was a Vietnam police action, actually.
Okay, why don't I do the interview and I just sit here?
Yeah, well, we
Now, you know who he sounded like. You know who he sounded like.
Yeah.
Who do I
like
sound like?
Tom Ryan, because
Tom Ryan did the same thing.
Oh, yeah?
When he was Count Scare, he took the mic away from us.
Yeah. Well, now what? Oh, yes, you want to know how I got started in this?
Right.
Well, I'd always wanted to be in radio. Radio was the big thing when I was a child, and I wanted to be in radio. And so when I got the chance, following the war, I went back to Wayne State University for my completion of my so-called education, and took some courses in radio and in writing and in all the disciplines that are attendant upon radio, and tried to get into radio. I took a course in writing from a fellow named Fran Stryker, the man who originated the Lone Ranger. And I wrote a Lone Ranger script, and he bought it from me. And
The radio version? Or
the radio. This is all. You see, television didn't get here until 1947.
That's right.
And so this was radio with Brace Beamer. That's true. The Lone Ranger. And so that's how I got started in radio through the university. And then I was in several little things around town. WWJ, I used to do little shows for them, radio shows. And WJLB at that time, I had a radio show through the university. And I was on one of the Lone Ranger shows. So why are you drawing apart me?
I'm just surprised, because I usually listen to Radio Was on WWJ late at night, and I don't think I never caught you on there.
At midnight. No, and you won't. It was a small part.
It must have been very small. You want to ask him something?
No, go ahead. You got the whole program, Ray. I don't have nothing to ask, Sonny.
You've got
hog the whole doggone program.
Your show. Go ahead.
Okay, Sonny,
tell him about the hat.
Oh, the hat.
And how you get rid of your overhead.
The hat was bought just around the corner from this place. I buy all my hats down here at Henry the Hatter, which is what, just around the corner from here.
Not too far.
Okay, but the question I would like to ask you, Sonny, is the name of your restaurant that you had at the Detroit City Airport.
Yeah, oh, a marvelous restaurant. Yes. It was well done and beautifully appointed, and we had airplanes all over the ceiling, and the name of the restaurant was Sonny's Weather Station, apropos, you see.
Okay, that's what I want to know. Now, you used to also go into the restaurant when you used to fly into Pontiac Airport, didn't you?
Still do, yeah.
Do you really? Well, I stopped at my favorite watering hole this morning before I come down here to interview you, and there was...
Wait a minute, that's a Sweetheart Bar on 3rd Avenue.
No, Sonny, this is, I'm not allowed in those places anymore.
No, but, I know, you got caught once.
Yes, exactly. But there was a lady that asked me to say hello to you. Now, I don't know if you would remember her or not, but her name was Nancy, a tall, thin lady who works at this restaurant out in Waterford now, and she used to wait on you.
Now, she didn't use the name Lottie the Body, did she?
No, not Lottie the Body. I think it was just plain Nancy. But anyways, to get back to what I wanted to say is that she said to say hello. I don't know if you would remember her or not, but her name is Nancy, and she asked me to say hi to you because you did sign an autograph book for her one time.
When you get around to seeing Nancy again, whom we used to call Lottie the Body,
is that who
you kiss her for me. No, I don't know.
Well, if she sees this program, she'll appreciate that. Sonny.
And get sick to her stomach all at the same time. Well, okay.
Okay. But now, another question I would like to ask you is your warriors. Could you?
Yes.
Could you? Let me see now. You were a POW in World War II.
Before I was a POW, I was a pilot in the Air Force, which was then known as the Army Air Corps. I flew B-24s, and if you are going to shoot any cutaway shots here and insert them as B-roll, I have a B-24 hanging from the ceiling there, a model. No, he'll have to do it after we're through, and then you can do the insert and edit it in. You see, that's the way they do it on television.
Oh, yeah?
What's the name of the station we're on?
We're on Comcast cable, channel 40.
Comcast. Is that that's the cable system?
Waterford Comcast.
Well, Waterford. What do they charge a month, and can I get it?
Well, I don't know. It depends how many premium channels you want to order. Well, we're here to talk to you about you, Sonny.
I was afraid of that.
Yeah. Sonny, who was your role model that you had? Did you when you wanted to be on radio and TV?
On radio and Milton Berle.
Milton Berle.
Oh yeah, I loved Milton Berle, and since that time, and Eddie Cantor I used to love, all the old timers, I guess, because I'm 38 years old, so all the old what the hell is he laughing at over there?
I don't know. He must have got his paycheck, and I didn't get mine yet.
You're alluding to a question. Now, why did you jump from one subject to another, Ray? I was talking about World War II. And
let's not pay any attention to him. The World War II, that's the old war. He was in the new war.
Oh yeah, well I wasn't there, so.
Anyhow, Milton Berle, I then recently, by recently I mean within the last 10 or 12 years, have had occasion to not only talk with Milton Berle, but work a couple of banquets with him, and he is now he's getting, of course, a little aged, and I'm getting younger. What the hell are you laughing at?
Wow.
What is this, the Ray and Ray?
Yes.
I see.
You are our sandwich, and you might say you are the meat between two Rays.
I have another one, but even though this is accessed, I will not, because...
Please, Sonny, keep it.
Yeah, sure.
Do you want to answer his question about the war?
Oh, yeah, what was the question?
Well, the question was that an individual that I work with at General Motors said that you were a POW in World War II. Yeah. And I said that I would mention it to Sonny and ask him a little bit about it if that wasn't a touchy subject.
No, not a touchy subject at all.
Well,
especially now, so many years later.
Okay.
Even back then when I first came home after being a prisoner of war for almost a year and a half in Stalag Luft 1 in northern Germany, near a little town of Barth. I was... Now what's...
I think he's stuck on a feather.
No, yeah. I was in Germany.
Is that what the seat... Do you know where Barth is?
No, I don't. I know where Nuremberg is because that's where I was.
Well, Nuremberg is down south. Yeah. Barth, Germany is 136 miles north of Berlin, right on the Baltic Sea, just across the 60 miles south of Sweden. And that's where we were. That was Stalag Luft 1 is what the name of it was. And I forgot what the hell you were asking me now.
How pleasant are the Nazis?
Oh, it was good. That was, yes.
Oh, the Nazis were very nice to you.
Yes, they used to beat us with barbed wire fences.
That's what I want to know, how bad you were mistreated. If you were, you certainly came out of it real.
Well, you're going back a great many years. Well, that's a natural road air. I smell masculine from time to time. No, came out of it, I weighed 96 pounds when I got out of prison camp. That was way back, way back when the world was young. And it's taken me several years to recover to the fatness that I now have and that you are quickly catching up on.
That's a matter of opinion.
That's my mother's cookies. Just before we come down here, my mother gave me some cookies to give to Ray because he likes cookies.
Oh, Ray, I like the way he looks. He could take a group photo all by himself.
Thanks, Sonny. You're a real help.
Well, I'm fat, and fat people can always talk to fat people.
Yeah, I know.
That right, Henry?
He's not getting involved.
Well, he's shaking his head. You can hear it rattle from here. Yeah, sure.
The rocks are...
But the nice little cliches that you used to say when you were giving the weather.
Not cliches. These were all original things.
Original?
Yeah, they're not...
They were a beef and stew couple. She was always beefing, and he was always stewed.
That's right.
Yeah, it takes many nuts to build a car, but only one to scatter them all over the road.
But it's the loose nut that holds the wheel that's the most dangerous, isn't that
exactly, son.
Get rid of him. Let's go to this Ray.
My God. You know what that tells our listening audience, Ray, that I'm no good?
Yeah, well...
He is avoiding me.
No, he's not.
Not really. We're just teasing him.
Well, a sensitive guy, Sonny. Quit teasing me.
If you were sensitive,
I'm
if you're
just
really
kidding.
sensitive, you'd take your hat off.
Well,
He did that one time with Sonny, and
what
Count Ryan told him to leave it back on.
Count Ryan.
I mean, Count Scary told him to put it back
Oh,
on.
yeah.
talk much?
I thought something flew out of there.
Yeah, we thought so too. That's why we keep it down that way. Sonny, where do you get these jokes from? Do you read a book?
Everywhere, yes. Books, people. I've been waiting to hear one from you, Ray, or one from you, Ray, that I could use. I use
I'll
it
tell
from
you
it.
one.
Uh-oh, here we go. Is it clean?
It's clean and it's.
Then I don't
it's
want to
one of
hear
my-
it. Let's-
It's one of my favorites, and I think you'll enjoy it. But you've been around, so you may have heard it. See, there was this doctor that worked at a hospital, and every time he would leave work, he would stop at his favorite watering hole, and he would always get a daiquiri.
A daiquiri.
A daiquiri, and he would like.
Wait a minute, what's the bartender's name, Dick?
I can't remember the bartender's name.
Yes, it was. And
it
he
that?
always had an almond daiquiri.
Okay, then
I
you've heard
heard.
it.
That's right.
Then
But
you've heard it.
one day they had no
a hickory.
almond, and they put hickory. And then he asked him, "Is this an almond daiquiri, Dick?" And Dick said, "No, this is a hickory daiquiri, Doc."
Okay.
The hell with it. I know. Well, how does it go?
No, well,
You just told him. You just told
thanks
him.
for stealing the show from me, son.
Yeah, but it's clean. We can't stand clean jokes.
Oh, yeah, we have to. Did you ever appear in comedy around the Detroit area?
Oh yes, I back in my wild youth, I did stand-up comedy at a place called the Teller Hotel. I've worked many banquets. I've done several stage shows, legitimate theater. I played the Gem Theater. I played the Northland Playhouse. I appeared in the Leamington Sun Parlor Playhouse many years ago with my co-star, who was George C. Scott, a man to whom I once said, "You'll never make it."
Sonny, you have really done a lot in your career. You've
Not
really come
much.
a long ways. You would, well, so you had you and your wife hosted the Thanksgiving parade.
The Thanksgiving Day parade we did, Annette and I did the, you can't say Annette, you've got to say the lovely Annette.
The lovely.
Otherwise she slaps me
Oh yeah.
and puts her cold feet in the small of my back.
Oh.
We did the Thanksgiving Day parade for, well, I think 20 or 21 years. Most enjoyable. It was back then, way back then, when Dolly Parton could still sleep on her stomach. That's a long time ago. And we used to do the parade, and then it was not a commercial venture as it is now. A parade lasted an hour, and it was right to the minute, and it was well done, and no commercials, and Santa Claus arrived on schedule, and it was a fun show to do. Now it's a mishmash of commercialism and flying balloons, and it doesn't have the personality that it once had, but it's still a good parade nonetheless.
Ray and I is going to have a chance to do a parade here pretty soon. Sonny, we're going to be doing the Founder Day parade in Waterford, aren't we, Ray?
Yeah, we're going to be doing it. Yeah, we're doing it sometime about the third week in July that we're going to be doing our first parade.
How about, are you going to get paid? I hope you get paid for one of these things.
They
because,
keep promising a check, but we never got
well,
it.
why don't you take it out in a microphone? Get a microphone as payment, you know. Then you wouldn't have to keep doing this. Say hello.
Well, Sonny,
That's enough. And say something over here.
I'm fine. You were
That's
too.
it.
No, well, as the program goes on, it's going to get much nicer, much nicer.
Well, let's hope
more
so.
people that are in the limelight. We love to get on our program, people such as yourself and many others. So it's going to turn out to be a very nice show. As a matter of fact, I believe it is anyways.
And then what are you going to do with it?
Well, I'm going to eventually end up in Beverly Hills, California, because I imagine that either Paramount or MGM is going to send a scout up this way. They'll notice me on television, and here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be as famous, if not more famous, than Sonny.
Let's hope so, for God's sake. If that's all
We're
you
in
want,
trouble now.
you really are. Are we winding up this interview, or is it
No,
getting close?
I don't
How
think
long does it go?
Oh, for about 2 hours.
Till gangrene sets in. I see.
Salt gangrene. That's it.
Tell me, Sonny, how many years have you been married to your lovely wife and then?
What's the date today? Today's the 26th of April, is it?
25th.
25th. Well, accurate as usual. Next month, on the 19th of May, we will have been married 34 years. Isn't that wonderful?
So you got
and
married
they
when-
said it wouldn't last.
You,
That's what they
you
all
got
say.
married when you were 4 years old, because you're only 38.
I was 6. I lied for 2
Oh,
years.
I see.
Yeah.
Did you come from a big family yourself, Sonny?
Yes. Well, I'm not a big family. I had.
Brothers and sisters?
Let me see. I had. Let me think. There's Leo and 4 sisters and 1 brother, and a baby who passed away. So there were 7 in our family. Ma and Pa were included. Now, my father had a hardware store on the corner of
did
Hastings and Farnsworth, and I grew up working in a hardware store. So I know everything that you want to know about how to hook up a doorbell or do some plumbing and change the ball cock on a... I love
Are you
this,
like a Pollock, you know, you need 4 of them to change a light bulb, you know?
We don't say Polak on the air.
Oh, we don't? No, I can't say that.
Wait a minute.
Oh.
Are you Polish?
Oh, you never know. I might be, but I'm not.
Is he Polish?
Buddy, I don't know what he is, Ray.
Defend yourself. The letters will keep coming in if there are more than 3 people watching.
I'm semi-Polish.
Oh, okay.
No,
Then you can say that.
Oh.
All right.
I'm German and Irish.
The worst kind.
The worst kind.
You start right.
Is Henry, our cameraman, Polish?
Oh, he is. I can't remember. I guess
Oh, is the cameraman Polish?
Yeah. Baron?
No, that's wrong.
Somebody asked me, I forget, are you going to bring some nice sunny weather for us?
Yes, I've never been wrong. Of course we'll have nice sunny weather. Sunny weather?
Sunny. Sunny.
Where'd you go to school, Sonny? Wayne State?
Oh. Are you sure this show is going to go for...
This show is going to go on the air.
Yeah. Yes, we'll have good weather long about July.
Well, about July, then. This much.
I hope it's not another summer like 92. That was too much now. Every day was cold. There wasn't 6 beautiful days in the summer of 92.
And the worst summer that was ever is a summer without summer. And it was called the year without summer, and it was the year 1816. You remember that one?
I remember that real well, Sonny.
Ray was there.
Yeah, Ray was there.
Yeah, too bad it wasn't. I'd never know about that. You know, Sonny, you've done a lot in your illustrious career. You've hosted, I think, at the zoo, too. Tell us about that.
Illustrious career. I like the way you say that.
At the zoo was very nice.
At the zoo. There was a fellow who was program director at Channel 4 when it was WWJ then, a man named Ian Harrower. And he said to me one day, why don't we go out and do the opening of the zoo? And so this was in 1962, I think. I was only 11 years old at the time. And we did, went out, and I enjoyed that so much. And we had so much fun out at the Detroit Zoo that we would do a half hour a week at the zoo. And that was the name of the show, At the Zoo. And people like Doc Wilson, who was the director of the zoo, was wholeheartedly behind it. And for 17 years, we went out there every week and did
camera people and everybody. Huh?
And it paid off because I learned so much about animals and enjoyed them so much. I was able to write a book entitled Elliot's Ark, which is on my shelf over there. And the book is now out of print, but it was a marvelous book, and a great many people own it.
That's quite a job, you know. You were, let's see, when you left WWJ TV, Chuck Gatica, who did?
No, I was replaced by Mal Sillers.
Mel Sillers.
When I left that, and then I went to Channel 2.
You went to Channel 2? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, you got to sober up sometime, Ray. I worked at Channel 2 for 3 years, and then got tired of Channel 2 shenanigans with a guy named Richard Flynn came in. A man, I'm sure his father put up the swing in front of a brick wall.
That was my uncle.
What, Dick Flynn?
Yeah.
What did he say? What was his famous quote? Anyhow, then I went to Channel 50. Bill Kennedy, an old friend of mine, had retired, and I did the movie show for close to 3 years, too.
I remember seeing that.
Yeah.
You've been quite versatile yourself. You've always been a WWE.
Great versatility. That's exactly what it is. No money, just versatility.
Well, we're the ones that's got no money.
That's right, and bad breath.
Oh.
No, that was great.
I'm glad that you said that to him instead of me.
I brushed my teeth this morning. I just forgot to spray the mouthwash on.
That's right, or put them in.
No, I don't have false teeth.
Oh, I see.
I leave them on the shelf where my old granddad is, you know.
Old granddad, I see.
Old granddad's always on this shelf. Remember? You probably remember Spike Jones in the City Slicker.
Oh, yeah, certainly. Sure.
You brought a lot in your illustrious and a beautiful career you've had. Everybody.
You almost said illustrious twice. I like
I
that.
can't help it. I guess that's the way. You know, we're always glad that Sonny is probably the most comical and most versatile person ever to hit the history of game of radio and
Well,
TV.
I don't know. You may have to talk to people like Dick Purton for a while, who is also illustrious and I think very comical and very, very humorous. And I talked with him last night. He's glad he did not take the job at WJR, and so am I.
I heard about that. Was there a lot of conflict between him and JR?
No, not at all. He just, he did the right thing, I think.
Did
Yeah, he would have changed him, or tried to change him, and that wouldn't work. So he's an awfully nice man.
Is he? I talked to him one time a couple years ago when he came out for the Shark Club, and they had the women's professional billiard team.
Oh, I see.
They were down the Shark Club, so they were.
And they knocked his balls off the table.
Yeah.
3 in a row.
Well, I can just remember when I was an awful young child when you came on after Dick Westerkamp.
Awful young child. How old are you now?
38.
42.
But you used to come on after Dick Westerkamp, and I remember that little slide picture that used to come out of there.
Oh,
And used to smiling, sunny.
Yeah. It was done by an artist named Harry Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was before the day of the electronic miracles that we have today. That's basically the change in television today is the electronic gimmicks that they have. They're phenomenal.
You used to do the weather for what, 5 minutes, Sonny?
4 minutes and 30 seconds.
Okay, and now you've got the Weather Channel, which is 24 hours of weather.
Yeah, that's another great prediction of mine. I said, who would want to watch weather for 24 hours?
Yeah.
It'll never go. The show will never last. Now it's picking up steam.
You know, Sonny, whatever happened to Alan Ackerman?
Al Ackerman, I talked to, funny you should ask, I just talked to him last night. He lives down in Florida. He's retired now. Al lives on Sanibel Island, a beautiful place, and I'm sure he'd give up all the money that he has, including Sanibel Island, if he could walk. He had an operation on his knee many, many years ago, and it didn't take. And he sued the doctor, and he got $500,000 for the malpractice suit, and he'd give it all back if he could walk. He says he has a great deal of trouble walking. He uses a cane now. But his mind is bright and cheerful, and it really snaps, and he's a good man.
We lost a wonderful person in JP, too. That was a...
JP, of course, was Detroit. Oh, yeah, there's no question about that.
What did you like best, the radio or the TV?
I like them both. Television is much more stressful. Radio is much more fun.
Is it?
Yeah. To put a television show on the air, you need a minimum of, 15 people? To put a radio on the air, you need a minimum of 3 people. Not even 3. You can do it with 2. It's free swinging. You don't have to shave. You don't have to put your hair on. You don't have to put your teeth in. You can just have one hell of a good time. Well, and that's the way radio is now. What did Ray?
No, that was my bag. I mean, in 1982, I graduated from Specs Howard School of Broadcasting, and Sonny, that is a wonderful little school. That is a terrific school.
That's right.
It's a nice little place to come out of yourself, and it is so much fun. It's a lot of hard work, and they press into you about 8 months of what a disc jockey is supposed to know. But, you know, I'm glad I went to that school, and I always thought that radio was going to be my thing to do also, but then I met Ray here, and he asked me to be on his program. So here I am. I'm doing television first.
Wearing a hat.
Wearing a hat.
Hey, listen, there's a new movie out. I forgot the name of it, but it's called The Hat Squad.
The Hat Squad?
Yeah.
Easy for you to say.
Sonny, what do you do when you're away from your broadcasting? You must have some kind of hobby besides.
Well, I fly. When he does a cutaway shot later on, you can see the... yeah, I've done that once or twice. I have a picture of our airplane, John Boutsikaris, whom you said you're going to talk to later on, who, with his brother, owns the Lindell AC, a well-known saloon hereabouts. Is a good... He flew B-25s during the war. I flew B-24s. And we bought an airplane together, and we fly most every week. We fly somewhere. We have flown from Detroit to Los Angeles, down to Mexico, up into Canada, Quebec, to New York, coast to coast, and we still have that. That's probably how.
Now, where's Annette? She's home. She's home by herself.
She comes with us.
Oh, okay. I very better.
Somebody has to navigate.
Oh, okay. I just wondered if you couldn't leave her home. She would be very.
No, she's self-sufficient.
Oh.
And she plays around a little, so if you get over there.
Does she live? Do you live here in Detroit?
No, I live in Farmington Hills. We lived in Detroit up till 5 years ago. I lived down in Lafayette Park, right from where we're sitting, I would say 5 minutes away. Detroit is on its way back, I'm told. And if it gets back, I'd like to move back.
You know, he's quite a person, isn't he, Ray?
Oh, yeah, definitely, most definitely. Sonny.
Don't you feel like a sandwich, though?
No.
You don't feel like a sandwich?
You know what I feel like, and I'm not going to say it.
Family show. Well, Sonny, I'll tell you one. I don't know how much time we got. How much time we got left, Mr. Cameraman?
5.5 minutes.
5 minutes. You know, Sonny.
Oh, God, that's a long time with you guys. Oh, yes, what is it?
You know, Sonny, I think you've done a real good job in all the things you've done on radio and TV. And I'll tell you one thing, I'm glad that I grew up and knew you.
I'm glad that you're here, too. I don't know about him over here. He needs a shave. But outside of that, he's not a bad guy at all. And one thing he forgot to mention, I had a syndicated show, a show called Treasury of Trivia. It was on 12 stations throughout the state of Michigan. You didn't ask anything about that, so you didn't know the reason.
I can't remember everything.
Well, I could have given you a bio sheet and you'd have known.
Oh, well.
And, you know, some of the things that I should have mentioned before, but I'm not going to because that'll stretch a show beyond the next 5 minutes, and we can't take any more of that, can we?
I don't know, we might. Depends.
No, but
maybe Ray can tell us another joke. Clean one.
I'm fresh out of jokes, and you've probably heard them all anyway, Sonny. But you gave me an inspiration.
Hickory,
I think that from
dickory,
here on out, yeah, hickory, dickory, dock. I think from here on out, when I do a television program with Ray, I will take a bath, shave, and lose the hat.
That's right, because sitting downwind of you is no pleasure at all. That's the way it is.
Say that again. What's no pleasure?
Is sitting downwind.
Oh, sitting downwind. Now,
Yeah,
Sonny.
because you get the. It's not an odor. It's a. You know what it is. It's a cheap perfume that he uses.
Oh yeah, British Sterling, the cheap stuff. It's only
British Sterling.
British Sterling
Smells like Jockey's Paradise from here.
Yeah.
I got Old Spice on myself.
Well, I didn't come down here to make love to you, Sonny. I just come down here to talk with you.
Wait till he turns the light out. We'll talk about it.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you one thing, if you ever want to meet a person, or even to listen to him, you're on, 3 to 5, is it, on your radios?
WWJ 950 on your AM dial, and I'm on at 419 and 519, and we have a marvelous, marvelous station that does nothing but the news, brings you right up to date. You listen for a half hour, and you've got all the news you'll need for the entire day. And there's a commercial if you've ever heard of it.
Somebody also told me that you are been in the Detroit Red Wings hockey.
Oh, yeah, sure. Well, that started way back when.
1955?
Yeah, well, that was when they won the last
cup.
The last Stanley Cup. No, I was associated with them in the late 50s and 60s. The coach was
Sid Abel.
Sid Abel, yes. I was trying to think whether Jimmy Skinner had started in 56 or not. Anyhow, Sid Abel and Gordie Howe and Alex Delvecchio and Norm Ullman and all of them. And I became a part of the team because Jack Adams, who was the general manager and really the man who started hockey in the city of Detroit, hell of a good man, Jack Adams. And we became good friends. And they would let me work out with them. And I became a goalie, not because I was a good goalie, but because I couldn't skate and I had to hold on to the crossbar. And so they even gave me a contract, and I got a contract,
Yes, I heard.
$1.69 a year, and overpaid at that.
Now, your bartender, what's his name, John downstairs?
John Bouchikaris,
He said you was $6.78.
What? Oh, that's if I played in the playoffs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but the regular season was.
Okay.
Ray and I just got finished talking with some of the Red Wings not too long ago. We talked to Johnny Wilson and Nick Levitt and Dennis Sexo.
Yeah. Let me tell you about John Wilson, who was also coach for a little while of the Red Wings, and also a great, great hockey player.
Fantastic.
The very first time I put on the regalia of the Red Wings and get ready to step out on the ice with all these hockey players, a man coming off the ice was Johnny Wilson. And he had been hit by a puck, and his nose was split from here to here, wide open, and blood was gushing out. And that was my first time on the ice, and here comes Johnny Wilson off, and I had second thoughts about going out.
Oh, man. You've done a wonderful career. Well, Ray, why don't you close the show?
Okay, I'm going to close the show up. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure that you watch the Ray and Ray program every Wednesday night at 6 o'clock on Waterford Comcast Cable. That's Channel 44. And I would like to thank Mr. Sonny Elliot for being on our program.
That's me.
That's you, Sonny.
And you're going to kiss me full on the lips.
No,
before,
I'm dirty. I need a shave. I'm wearing a hat.
And I'm sitting downwind of you, and you're wearing Jockey's Paradise. Well, that's the way it goes.
Again,
right?
Sonny, we want to thank you very much for giving up your time and your effort and for all you've done for us.
And of course, I thank you. And Henry, nice to see you sober again.
Thank you, folks. We'll see you next week. Something going on every day at the 4-H fair. Can you list what's going on? Like, well, what is the dates first? It starts when?
It's July 29th through August 4th, and we have a little bit of everything each day. I mean, we have a rodeo and demolition derby and figure eight, and well,
You're the date person,
yeah,
right?
you're the events coordinator.
He'll let you take the whole hog, huh?
She's doing good. Those are the nightly events. We also have monster trucks and, did you say figure eight races?
Yes.
And new this year, we have an antique tractor pull on Monday night. That'll be a free event. And Monday night is our old-fashioned night. We're going to have a lot of events that are free. We'll have games for the kids, and they're dollar rides on the carnival, which is a really good deal, and fireworks, and a balloon glow where the balloons take off, the hot air balloons, but they just glow.
That'd be different.
So it'll be fun.
Did we establish when the fair was coming, when it's going
Yes,
to be here?
July
We
29th.
did say that. Who can participate in the 4-H fair, Stacy?
Any kid that would like to. Any kid for ages 5 to 19 can, I'm sorry, I have a sore throat, bear with me, can have fun at the fair. As long as you make entries and everything like that, you're welcome to come to the fair, boy or girl, no matter how young or old, I should say.
Okay, could you tell me who runs the fair?
It's a group of volunteers. We have a fair board. They have meetings all year round, and we have a manager and everything like that. But they basically do this as volunteers.
Now, what's your special project that you do for the 4-H fair?
I have a little bit of everything at the fair. I do. I've done beef, calves, sheep, swine. Sewing, and like I said, a little bit of everything there at the fair. So because I've been there for so long, so.
You got Babe there too, that little pig?
No, I have Babe at home.
However, we have racing pigs.
Yeah, we have racing
Pigs
pigs.
that race,
I
yes.
think we saw I feel like a bucket bronco. Let me see if we can find a picture, Folks, this is just some of the pictures that they brought in. We're going to show this. Let me see if I can find them here. I saw those racing pigs, last year. And I think that was pretty clever, Ray. Have you ever seen racing pigs before? No, where are they? Oh, they're around here somewhere. There they are.
We have 7 sets of races every day for the racing pigs, and they are free. That's one of our many free events. We have a lumberjack show 3 times.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
And we also have, we have a pioneer tent that runs Wednesday through Friday this year. And we have puppet shows, old-fashioned heavyweight horse pull, and we have a lot of free things. We have the Barnyard Express. That's probably the cutest thing. I don't know if that's in there. We have barnyard animals. There's little baby chicks, all sorts of neat things.
How about the petting zoo? Is that back this year?
The exotic petting zoo is back, and with Barnyard Express, we also have barnyard animals for petting also.
Do each of you just belong to one club, or do you belong to more than one club?
It depends. I mean, there's some clubs that are narrowed down to, like, there's a canine club, which is narrowed down to just basically people with dogs. But I'm in 2 clubs of my own, or 2 clubs for me. So you can be in as many clubs as you want.
I see.
Sky's the limit.
Well, Valerie that was supposed to be here tonight now, is she the head of the canine club? Because
Yes.
she was supposed to bring a little dog in the studio
Yeah.
for us to see.
She's the
She's
president.
also on the fair board, I understand, too.
The Junior
Junior
Fair
Fair
Board.
Board.
We have a special group of youngsters from 16 to 25, so we don't really kick them out when they turn 19.
Ah, I
They
thought you
don't
did.
just quit showing, they just help run the fair.
Ah, and you are runner-up queen, I understand.
Yes, but right now I'm acting as queen.
So you had to take over where the other queen couldn't
Right.
do.
Yeah.
Oh, but that's an experience right there.
Yeah, it is.
Now, how did you get your queen? I understand you had to write an essay, was it?
You get a questionnaire, and they ask things about your community service, things you've done in 4-H, how long you've been in 4-H, and then you have to write an essay about my 4-H life, and then you have to go through a personal interview that's worth 125 points, and they look at your character and everything you've done and things like that.
I understand that there's a lot of free things that you can do at the fair. Could you tell us about some of the free things?
Well, again, the lumberjack and the pioneer tent, to go through that. There's puppet shows. There's the Barnyard Petting Express. the exotic petting. There's all sorts of daily events, which is what I mainly do. We have a lot of different puppet shows, magic shows. We have a magic class this year. That's new.
A magic class?
A magic class. You can come and learn magic.
Whoa.
Then you can do magic on your show.
Oh, boy.
Boy,
Can I make him disappear? Darn it.
You could try that. What's really cute is the pedal pullers contest for the real little kids, starting at 4 years old. And it's like an old-fashioned tractor pull. They use the little tractor like the kids use, and they put real weights behind it, and they see which child can, you know, pump that little tractor as farthest. And that's a free contest. That's really fun. Plus, there's judging of all the 4-H projects. Many of those are fun to see, the livestock and the horses and the dogs and the cats. And that type of thing is real fun.
What are the hours of the fair now? What time does the fair open now?
On Monday night, July 29th, we'll open at 6 o'clock. And the rest of the week, we pretty much are open all day. The carnival doesn't start until noon or 1 o'clock, depending on what day it is. And that's when the general fair really gets going and most of the events take place.
So we're open much, much earlier than that.
Yes, people can come at 9 and see, especially if they want to meet the cooler weather.
How old is the fair? Fair
That's
pretty
a
old
good
now?
question. It's about 100, it's over 100 years old. We're
Must
not
be
sure.
about as old as you are, Ray.
Me? You're the one fought in 1812.
1812. Yeah, I remember the war, but I never did fought it.
Don't
I
you
never
remember?
did
It was in
fought
all
in
the
it.
newspapers.
Go to school much, talk much English. I never did fight in it. Yeah, that's what I want to say.
Oh.
But I remember it. Could you tell us how long it takes to plan an event like this?
Boy, that goes on. We're already, and for daily events, I'm already talking to people about next year's fair, some of the things that can't happen this year, or different hours for things that are going to happen this year. We've already started doing those types of things, getting sponsorships. We're working on, not just this year, but working on for next year type of things. And it's an ongoing thing. We have board meetings. I'm on the board that does that, and we have board meetings every month. We work every month real hard on doing that.
You know what I'd like to see, Ray, is the racing pigs. I thought that was funny. I thought the pigs race.
Well, we'll have, I'll tell you what, we'll have to go there. I think we've been invited to the fair, and
Certainly.
we will be going there. In fact, we'll be going to the, I think the media dinner they got coming up for all of us.
good.
So we'll be part of that media dinner. And we'll be getting something in the mail about that, but we'll be going there.
Oh, that'd be nice.
So
That'd be
we're
very
gonna
nice.
see all
So
the-
we're going to cover a little bit of it with our
Yeah,
cameras?
we're going to cover a little of the fair like we
Okay,
did
right.
before, show different people what goes on in the fair, like that much. You know, I remember one time that these people right here almost lost this fair. And that's when they almost voted it down, didn't they? They were almost, and the parents come through. And
We
can you
almost
elaborate?
lost-
Can you
We almost
elaborate?
lost our staffing. We have 4-H staff that does not run the 4-H fair, but that assists the 4-Hers in doing different projects. And we work with them to put the fair on, sort of. And we had a bad time keeping them, but
Yeah.
we did finally get all the parents and everyone to come through and talk to the commissioners. And we got to keep our staffing for the 4-H program.
See, L. Brooks Patterson, he's the Oakland County executive person. He wanted to, might say, shelf the 4-H fair.
Oh, is that right?
And it was a lot of talk that didn't know if they figured it would be a waste of time and all the money coming in for it. But you proved then you're a nonprofit at the time, and you proved then we don't
Well-
need money fund for it, right?
Well, actually, what he wanted to get rid of and tighten his budget was the 4-H program. And the 4-H
Ah, that's what it
program
was.
works with us.
That's
We
what I
work
meant.
together. But the 4-H fair is run just by volunteers and,
Mm-hmm.
98% volunteers. And, but we work together. But they're our lifeblood. They help the 4-H program keep going all year round and other projects and that type of thing.
Well, it could be busy down there. Have you ever been to the 4-H fair, folks? Come on down anytime, any one of those dates.
It's
It's
the
a lot of fun.
29th to the 4th of August.
Right.
The 29th
29th
of July
to-
to the 4th of August.
Right.
That's any weekday. It's open, let's see, that's Sunday too. That's Sunday, so it starts Monday. It's on a Monday, right?
It starts Monday night, July 29th at 6 o'clock.
And it's,
And when you come to the media dinner, you have to see the parade of all the clubs.
Oh, yeah.
Our 4-H club does dogs, and we'll be there doing a drill team. And we have floats, and we have the king
Oh,
and
this would be
queen.
something.
King and Queen get crowned that night.
Yes.
so.
Oh.
Well, maybe we could get both of you on our program twice. That'd be nice.
Yeah, that'd be different.
Sure.
They can tell us a little what's going on with all this parade going on and,
Sure.
and see what's going on. You know, folks, we've been on here for quite a almost be a year this September or October that Ray and I have been working together, and we've been doing pretty good for ourselves. We like ourselves because we love ourselves and we love our show. We like you to watch it too.
I'd like to think it's the best one on cable myself.
Yeah, I do too.
I
do
mean,
too.
with all
Ray,
the-
I do too.
Of course,
because
we had a lot of help from a lot of people, too, that are in the limelight. A lot of the celebrities that we've had on is a lot
we've
of
had
help.
people like you come down,
And
which
that's right. These people here were good enough to
giving
come
up
down
your
and talk to
time
us.
and effort to come down because we like people to know more about the 4-H fair. Because I tell you one thing, it's there for them if people know about it. And you know, I know the rain almost took a lot of it, but it cleared up nicely for it. But you know, we're gonna go down to the fair for a while. Well, we're sorry that we didn't get to see those kites too, folks, because we didn't know the kite show was through Rick Hargrave. So we again apologize not seeing the kites because we didn't know what the weather was going to be like that day.
That's right.
So we do apologize to Rick Hargraves and his bullseye kites, and we'll be going back again next time. We'll make sure we go to it.
Okay.
But you know, I like the 4-H fair. Ray. I think it's a good organization. It keeps these kids out of the street.
You know, the last time that I've been to the fair, that 4-H fair must have been, it had to have been, well, it was down there on Perry Street in Pontiac. You know, that's when it was. The last time that I've been.
I think it's
That's
right
been
by
quite a
Pontiac
long time
Road
ago.
and Perry Street. I think it was.
And
Right.
what's the best way to get to the
Yeah,
4-H
right.
fair this year? The best way to get there? What main street, what main road is it on?
Well, maybe the easiest way to tell people is to take 75 to exit 93 and take that goes to Dixie Highway, and then you go north on Dixie Highway to Davisburg Road. You'll make a left turn at Davisburg Road that takes you into the little burg of Davisburg, and you can turn left, which is sort of a Y, off onto Andersonville Road. And we're just sort of right around the corner. You'll see a big water tower, and you'll probably see the carnival set up toward the back, and our big Ferris wheel and that type of thing.
Davisburg. Now, isn't that where that nice restaurant is, Whitey's, where you get all the delicious fish? Is that where
No,
that
that's
is?
Davison.
Oh, that's Davison.
You're
okay.
going to Davisburg.
Oh, Davisburg, if you blink, you miss that little town. They say
Yes.
it's so small, you just close your eye, you missed it.
Right.
You know, I'll tell you one, I'm impressed with these people because they've got good credentials for the fair because they work hard to show people all their things. Now, the judging always goes on all the time on this, I noticed.
A lot of it, yes, goes on a lot of the time. That's what our fair is. It's all youth fair. And so the kids get to come and show their projects. That's what the Fair Board does, basically. We're there to show the excellence of the youth and their projects that they've worked on. A lot of the kids have shown and worked on their projects all year round. So they're doing that. And
Stacy, did you win this year? Or have you won?
Yeah, I've won quite a few awards.
Have you?
Yeah, I've about 3 belt buckles. Well, this is important to me.
You didn't expect that, did you?
Yeah, no, I didn't expect this one though, and but I've won some of the larger awards that you can win there at the fair, and so I mean, if I had to stop 4-H today, I could easily say that I've done as well as anybody could hope to do with the fair.
You know, Ray, the 4-H fair also is at the state fairgrounds too. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Yes. They have I think a little building, don't they? Where it's not as big as there in Davis or Springfield Oaks is, but it's a small building they have at the state fair, and where they have a lot of their other stuff from all over in Michigan. From I think they picked a lot of the main projects that people have won the higher up, like little people have maybe won belt buckle, but they want the people that won like the blue ribbons or like that much is there too at the state fairgrounds. And if you've ever been to the state fair, folks, that's an experience too. So there's a lot of different things that 4-H does, that people don't realize.
Yeah.
I mean, I was there last year and I saw some rabbits, and I saw some chickens and some pigs, and I feel real good that these kids have got projects to do.
Yeah.
Because
That's nice.
It keeps them out of the trouble. I mean, I don't know about that.
Me? I haven't been in trouble in I don't know how many years.
Yeah.
I've been pretty good the past decade or
you?
two, yeah.
Okay.
But not only livestock, you've hit on a lot of the livestock areas,
Yeah.
but there are a lot of other projects that kids can do.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Especially in Oakland County where we don't have as much agricultural land now. There are anything from computers and crafts to arts. Performing arts is a real new project that has really taken off where kids can come and sing and dance and do drama, that type of thing. And
So
there's
it's really
rockets.
opened up a lot. It's opened
Oh,
up
yeah.
a lot more than it is. Instead of the basic, the animals or like that one, because never had computers there. I don't think I never seen them have this. Well, the Sony's always been part of it.
Right.
Of course, there's many different projects. You know, boy, I bet you. You know, I feel sorry for those judges. They have to make the right decision. You know, I met one of the judges last year when I did the show last year, and I tell you, I was amazed in how she has to go through those things and check them out. And I remember there was a little girl about 6 years old. She said, "You want to see my project?" And she won a project because she was 5 to 8, and they gave her like an automatic winner. Isn't that right? All 5 to 8
All
years.
the 5 to 8-year-olds get a ribbon for their projects, right?
So
Tell me, Stacy, did you get a tiara? What do they call it, a tiara with that ribbon?
No, I didn't. No,
Oh, you didn't?
we didn't. We haven't gotten into that yet, so no, we're not that fancy. So
how old are you, if we may ask?
I'm 15.
Oh,
So
I knew she was 15, right?
You
Because
did.
she can't be a member of the fair board. You got to be 16 to be a member
well,
of the fair
yeah, I
board.
know
Junior
that.
fair board, yeah.
Junior fair board.
The
Junior
junior
fair
fair
board.
board. Junior.
We know she's not on the fair board, but I mean,
Not that old.
well, what does the age for the queen have to be?
You just have to be going into a high school grade.
Oh, okay, that's
So,
what I thought.
No, so I was
So it-
14 when I won this. So.
Ah, what are your plans for the future now that you're? Are you going to go to college afterward? Or?
Oh yes, oh yes. College is very important for me right now. I'm working on keeping all the high school grades up and I'm in mostly advanced classes, and so I'm trying to keep that up. And 4-H is important, and it's helped me out with school and everything like
Does it?
that. So yeah,
What do you
that helps you without responsibility and stuff like that.
What do you suppose that your major is going to be once you get to college, Stacy?
There's been a lot of fields where I've been bouncing around, and basically I think it probably comes down to veterinary medicine
Mm-hmm.
because I've been around animals all my life, so I know a
Have
lot.
you?
Yeah, so I have a lot of.
That's a tough field, Ray.
Yes.
That's a real tough field. A lot of people believe that a lot of vets were rejects from regular medical school, when in essence it's just the other way around.
Yeah.
A veterinarian has to know everything about all the livers, all the hearts, all the stomachs, and of all different animals. And a doctor just has to know about a regular medical doctor, just the human body. So my niece went into being a veterinarian, and it's very tough, very tough. Not only to get the degree, but once you get out, you have to practically know somebody to get your business started. So good luck to you if that's
Yeah,
where you
really.
decide to go, Stacy.
Yeah, we glad you come down, because I tell you one thing, we're glad you shared all these little things that because we want everybody to participate. Is there a number where they can call if they want to get a hold of the 4-H?
Certainly, if they want to call the 4-H Fair Office, that's 810-634-8830. And for general 4-H information, that's 810-858-0889.
Remember those numbers, folks. Sorry we didn't get them down soon enough. We should have given them or we could flash them on the screen.
Yeah.
True.
But just kind of remember them, folks, because those numbers are there for you to remember. We'll have them repeated before we go off the air tonight, because I tell you one thing, it feels good. Tell me, Ray, what did you do when you grew up? Were you a member of the Boy Scouts or?
Oh, I'd done everything I was supposed to do, Ray. I was in the Cub Scouts, I
Oh,
was
yeah?
in the Boy Scouts, I was in Junior Achievement, I was in the Boys Choir.
But you didn't never join that? You never was in the 4-H?
No, I wasn't never in the 4-H fair.
Oh.
Were you in it?
No, I'm afraid not. I don't remember. I guess not, because a lot of us didn't know how to participate because they didn't know who to call or like that one. And that's mainly the thing right there. People don't know how to get a hold of the people at the 4-H fair. How do they go about it? Do you feel the 4-H fair has helped you keep out of trouble? The I don't mean to put you in the spotlight, but because a lot of the kids it's either gone through a lot of drugs like that much or things that. Do you feel this has kept you a lot out of the streets or out of trouble?
I think so, because I don't know. It's really shown me that I have responsibility and I have control over my actions, and it's also you meet so many different people that it's like having a bunch of older brothers or a bunch of older sisters, and they kind of help look out for you too. And but I think it's helped me with responsibility and self-respect and things like that. And so basically, I've never gotten into that much trouble.
Yeah. Well, this is kind of curious because it does help the esteem of kids growing up, because that's kids need to learn to stay off the street, because it gives them something to do besides look for trouble or go down cruising down, as they say back when we grew up, down good old Woodward, and
right.
and by probably he cruised all the time, right?
Oh, yes, definitely.
But I mean, this is one thing.
With a gang.
Yeah. But this is good. You know, we feel this much. There is a lot of things that go on the 4-H fair for young and old, and this is good because it makes people realize that there's something that is there for everybody.
Right.
I mean-
There is, especially at the 4-H fair. We have Senior Day for the seniors. We have the 5 to 8-year-old judging, which is on Kids Day. Kids Day is a pay one price on the carnival as a Saturday. That's a fun thing. Wednesday, with their carnival armband, they get in free to the rodeo. There's a 2 o'clock and an 8 o'clock show, so that's real fun. Makes life that much better.
Can I get some cotton candy if I go?
You could get cotton candy.
You want cotton candy? I knew he was going to. I always want cotton candy. Jerry, will you go get some cotton candy for this guy?
Yeah, please. Yeah, I need some cotton candy right now.
Go get one
I'm
at the
having a-
station. You know, you're at the station. Go pick it up.
I'm having a cotton candy. I don't know what you call it.
You can get caramel apples that are really
Ooh,
good.
love caramel
Candied apples,
Oh.
elephant ears,
Yeah.
Cook's Dairy ice cream.
What are elephant ears?
Oh, like those big,
Those big
crusts.
floppy things.
It's a pastry.
Well, it's a big, nasty thing about this gray. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's like those cinema, but they're not more. They're a little less richer than the cinnamons. You know, I think I'm amazed at all these different things going on. You know, folks, Ray and I are going to go down to the 4-H fair. We're going to go down there and check it out a little bit. We're going to see the things what's going on in the media part. We're going to talk with Mel. We're going to talk with Mel Hager too, folks. We're sorry Mel couldn't make it because he had something to do. He had to work tonight. But I'll tell you one thing. This feels good because I'm happy for what people are doing to make this fair bigger and better.
Do they have rides at this
Yes.
fair? They do?
They do have,
yes.
isn't it by Pug Show?
Right,
Puke.
yes.
Puke shows. They have a
What show?
Puke. P-U-G-H.
Oh, P-U-G.
Yeah,
You'll
that's
see
not what you're
commercials for that
thinking. Now
much.
get your mind out of the gutter. Just because you do this to
They have very exciting rides, and they're very clean and very good looking. And for teenagers, are they
They're
good?
some of the best in the country, really.
That's what I understand. I understand they're probably one of the best fairs, and you guys have had them for the past 4 years now, isn't it?
3 or 4.
3 or 4 years,
3
yeah.
years, yes, I think so.
Yeah, that's what Mel was telling me, because he said he is really impressed with them, because I think you had one year you had Wade show, and you wasn't impressed with them at all.
Not when I've been around, but they're very good, and they have some good teenage rides that the kids really like, and then they have kiddie rides too for the little kids. So,
Remember, folks, it starts July 29th through August 4th. And why don't you tell me those phone numbers again, one more time, for the people who can remember those numbers again.
For the 4-H fair, it's 810-634-8830, and for the 4-H office, it's 810-858. Oh, forget now. 0889.
Now, you can call anytime, anywhere from now to 5 o'clock, or can you call any night and find out the updates on the fair, or is there a number?
You could do that. We have an answering machine, so we can get back with
Oh,
you.
okay.
And the 4-H office also has voicemail.
That's good.
What is it, Nancy, that you like the best about the fair? Could you tell me that?
About the fair?
About the fair.
I really like the opportunity for kids to get together and participate together.
How about you, Stacy?
Oh, geez. You know, I was thinking about that on the way here, about what would I say if they asked me that question, and there's no one particular thing. I've been at the fair so many years, and I love 4-H, and I love showing all the different animals and going on the rides and all the nightly events. And so the one thing I love about the fair the most is the fair. It's just,
So you've been doing this ever since you were a kid, right?
yes. I'm a fourth generation 4-Her.
Fourth generation?
Yeah.
You mean your mom and dad took everybody else,
Yeah,
huh?
my mom and dad, my grandpa and grandma, my great grandpa and grandma.
Oh.
So
Well, she's a beautiful queen, isn't she, right?
Yeah, she's very attractive. Very attractive. You know, folks, you know, we're wrapping down. We're slowly wrapping down to leave this half hour. This half hour went so fast. You know, Ray, I can't believe how fast we've gone. In fact, you know, I hate to say, I almost got to let you close the show up before long.
Well, okay, but we still got a few minutes, don't we?
No, we only got 1 minute left.
Okay, well then I'll close the show.
Yeah.
Why didn't you ask me?
Well, I would, but I like to go around.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, to please watch the Ray and Ray Show every Wednesday night at 6 o'clock on Waterford Comcast Cable. That's channel 44. Thank you very much, and please watch out for that little green convertible out there. Thank you.
Now watch out for that Gene Metro, too. We want to thank you, too, for coming down, for
Certainly.
making us enjoy. We hope you enjoyed.
It's been a lot of fun.
It's been a lot of fun, so thank you very much for coming down, and we'll see you at the fair.
Yeah.
Great.
And we'll see you, too, right?
Hopefully. Yes.
Okay. It's been a pleasure.
Spend much time. I've got to get back to
Oh,
work.
no. Sorry, I don't want to keep you.
Dr. Chris, please call pediatrics. Dr. Chris?